Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.
We used to do it a little bit earlier in the year, but last year, for different reasons, we did it in April, and it just seemed to generate a little bit nicer weather, seemed to generate a little bit more foot traffic, and our campers didn't complain either. So.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch, brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home. You can always tell it's spring when the firefighters in Medicine Hat go camping. Adam Moser joins us to talk about the Rooftop Camp Out for Muscular Dystrophy. Welcome to the Porch.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
How many years now have they been doing the camp out? I know that they used to do the boot drive years ago.
Yeah, so this would be 17 years, our 17th year. First year was 2009. Lieutenant now, Patrick Jerome, started the first one in 2009, doing it ever since.
Yeah, and the response from the public has always been very well received.
Very much so, yeah. We used to do it a little bit earlier in the year, but last year, for different reasons, we did it in April, and it just seemed to generate a little bit nicer weather, seemed to generate a little bit more foot traffic, and our campers didn't complain either. So
yeah. Do you draw straws to see who has to spend
No.
nights?
Usually, there's always two crews that'll be off. So you usually don't have too much issues with people. I mean, everybody gets behind it. People are there trying to fill the boot, shake a boot. So it's kind of fun. So you usually don't have too much issues with getting people up there.
Yeah. Have you camped on the roof?
I haven't. No. So this is my third year on the foundation. And this year would have worked perfect with our schedule, but now I'm kind of quarterbacking, running the whole thing. So I'll be there, but I won't be on the roof.
It is for a very worthy cause.
It is, yep.
And I think it goes back to 1954.
That's right, yeah.
When the firefighters across Canada, I think it started in Toronto.
Yeah, it actually goes a little bit further before that. So it's actually interesting. So muscular dystrophy and the relationship with the fire service actually goes back to Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was in 54. So as the story goes, there was a group of parents whose children lived with a type of MD, and they do different things within the community activities. And one of the things was they went to a fire hall. And as the story goes, there was a firefighter there that just took it to heart. He ended up going to Toronto, and it just took off from there. Yeah. And now there's 600 departments across Canada that support MD.
Okay. Do you have any numbers as to how much has been raised in Medicine Hat over the last?
Yeah, Medicine Hat. So 1971 was our first partnership that was with the boot drive. Mm-hmm. Since then, we've raised $408,000.
$408,000.
$408,000. Yeah,
that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, and so across Canada, since 1954, it's over 100 million.
And that again is another good number.
Yes, very much so. Yep.
The idea of not doing the boot drive, you used to stand in traffic. That wasn't very safe.
No. The camp out actually started in Edmonton in 2006. I hope I say his name right. Paul McGonigal was his name. And he had this idea in February in Edmonton that he was going to go camp on the roof for muscular dystrophy. And it worked out well because it definitely caught on. But ever since then, it's been kind of a thing that's growing. So campouts aren't exclusive to Alberta, but most of the campouts are predominantly Alberta. Okay. Everybody else is still kind of doing the boot drive or different fundraisers for MD.
Okay. April the 10th to the 12th, how's it going to work physically here in Medicine Hat? Out at number 2 hall?
Yes. So that's the one on Trans-Canada Way there. They'll be there noon. They'll climb the ladder, put the ladder truck up. They'll climb up there at noon, and then they'll come back down Sunday at noon.
Do they have any creature comforts with them?
No, not too much. No,
not even a heater to keep you warm?
Well, they'll have that. They might bring a TV or an iPad or something, but yeah, we'll see. Last year was really interesting because they went up on Friday. They were in shorts and they had their Hawaiian shirts on, and then Saturday was blizzard and wind, and they were actually in the tent, and the wind caught it in the middle of the night. It actually lifted them off the ground. So it's Southern Alberta weather, right? It's what you'd expect, but we'll see what happens this year.
So traffic on Trans-Canada Way, can you come through in front of the fire hall to donate? Or how
Yeah. So it's actually perfect right there because there's kind of that loop that comes in. So you can just pull right in right off the road and then drop a donation if you want to park and say hello. And then from the roof, they'll actually have a boot on a rope. And if you want to donate that way, you can. We'll have a boot with a tap. That works as well. But if you just want to pull in and drive away right away, that's fine too.
And do you get a tax receipt if it's over a certain amount?
We don't, no. So that's kind of something that we've been looking at recently. Mm-hmm. So we call ourselves a charity, and we are a charity. We do charitable things. But from a registration standpoint, with the CRA, we are actually registered as a nonprofit, which doesn't allow us to write tax receipts.
Okay, yeah. All right. You mentioned that you were on a foundation.
Yep.
What is the word? Is this the sole work of the foundation?
No, not at all. Not at all. So we're a part of the Medicine Firefighters Charitable Foundation. There's 8 of us. We do various things throughout the community throughout the year. Last year was a big year for us. We were able to do quite a bit, make a few smaller donations, big brothers, big sisters. We do a lot with the root cellar every year. Mm-hmm. Last year was really fun, actually. We purchased toys for Santa Claus Fund as well as the Ronald McDonald House. So a handful of us went to Costco and got to spend $5,000 on toys. It was awesome. Yeah, so much fun. So we do things like that. There was a waiting room in the hospital that needed some updates. So we were able to fund the painting, new furniture, new blinds, et cetera, for that. So we do a lot throughout the year.
I imagine it was like a bunch of little kids out there buying toys.
Oh, it was great. It was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Is the annual ball game with the Medicine City Police Service part of this fundraising or part of the foundation?
We'll be involved. But that's more of a whole union type thing. But this is too, I guess. Like it takes a lot of manpower for this camp out because we're going to have guys out there, most of them off duty, actually vast majority of them off duty. They'll be out shaking a boot, trying to fill the boot. So it takes a lot of manpower for this. So even though this is kind of organized by the foundation, it really is an entire fire department effort for this weekend. A lot of manpower.
And people when they drive by,
yep,
they always honk.
They do, yeah.
I guess that helps with morale.
It does, for sure. I mean, and it's great for us too because firefighting is a great job. It really is. And you're serving the community in some difficult times for sure, but we see that support, right? And we're trying to support a good cause, and then we get the support from the community. The whole weekend's just very rewarding.
Yeah. We have to keep in mind, though, that it is a working fire hall on those days.
Absolutely.
Don't block the doors.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the advantage of Station 2 there, that there is plenty of room. So it hasn't been an issue before, and there's enough room there. We block certain areas off where it's safe. Okay. Yeah.
Is there a way that people can contribute to the cause without having to be out there at number 2?
Yes, actually, glad you asked. So this fall we launched a website. So now we can take donations, credit card. MHFFcharity.com is the website. And if you want to e-transfer, all the information's on there as well. So we're kind of interested and optimistic to see how that plays in this year.
Who's going to be the campers this year?
So Cole Schaefer and Andrew Archer will be up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Do they know that yet?
They do. Yeah. No, they signed up for this. We were talking about that earlier. Actually, it's you don't usually have too much issues getting guys to volunteer for this. Like it is such a good cause, and it is fun. It's such a traditional thing. Fire service is such a traditional thing. So even just not from campers, but just getting guys out to shake a boot and it's a big ask, right? Like it's a whole weekend. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we usually get pretty good support for this event. Well,
I'm sure that 2026 will be no different. Again, the dates, Adam?
April 10th to the 12th.
Yeah. And the hours?
So they're going to climb up the ladder at noon on the 10th, the Friday there, and then they'll climb back down on Sunday at noon.
All right. Well, we wish you good luck, and we thank you for bringing this to the porch.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.